What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissists Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammond, better known as Mental Healness across all social media platforms. This is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and the thrivers of said disorders, said traits, toxic behaviors. You know what it is, y'all. Today's episode is going to be about closure. Closure, the closure conversation. Can you give me closure? I need closure. Boo, boo, blah, 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 boo, 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 beep, beep, beep. You get it. You understand the dynamics. What is closure? So let me start this off, y'all, by asking, what does closure mean to you? Because so many people, so the word, that little 7-letter word, closure, keeps so many people trapped in the trauma bond and toxic relationship dynamics. It is kind of crazy. Because you're looking for closure. I never got closure. I never got this. They never sat down and gave me closure. A narcissistic person, toxic person, narcissistic person, toxic person, or whatever, cannot provide you closure. And most times, even if they could, they wouldn't do it. Closure, but this is what I would say. I know I've done a few videos on closure before, but this is my update. I have to give y'all I have to update my resume. I have to update my closure resume. Closure is internal. It is not external. It cannot come from an external source if it's an internal thing. Closure comes from within you. Closure comes from within us. Nobody else can give you closure. They just can't. They cannot provide you closure. How can they, y'all? Seriously, how can they provide you closure if they cannot give it to themselves? I mean, you have to give you closure. The relationship ended. And that the relationship ended and they ghosted me and they did this and they left me for somebody else. Yo, ghosting is, first of all, disrespectful as hell. Most times, unless there's some abuse involved. Ghosting by the abuser is disrespectful. Just leaving you with no excuse, leaving you with bills to pay, leaving you with things like that, leaving you in a terrible situation. You mean ghosting by the abusive person is disrespectful. Leaving you for someone else is disrespectful. Cheating on you is disrespectful. Lying to you is disrespectful. Withholding love, care, intimacy, all that stuff is disrespectful. Raging out on you is disrespectful. Let the disrespect be the closure. Is it not good enough for you? Is the disrespect not enough for you to say goodbye to this person internally, not just externally, but internally as well? Because the internal goodbye means more than the external goodbye a lot of times. Just think about it. Externally, saying goodbye to somebody externally, it's a goodbye. You see them go away, whatever. They say goodbye to you, whatever. But you don't know why. You need to understand why. Closure is something you give to yourself. It's internally letting yourself know that this relationship dynamic has reached its final chapter. This is the final destination for this closure chapter. See the movie Final Destination? Sometimes it comes back. It's just like a narcissist. Sometimes in the movie Final Destination, it comes back around. You know what I mean? So closure is something you give to yourself. It's the final discard. So a lot of times people ask me, do closure and the final discard from a narcissistic person, do they coincide? Do they have anything to do with each other? And the answer is going to be like, it's up to you. Closure is up to you. The final discard is up to you. What are you willing to tolerate? What are you willing to go through and things like that? What is going on in these situations and these dynamics? Because you have to get to the point where you understand what is going on internally and externally as well. Because it's on you, y'all. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. It's just like closure. No. I need closure. I need them to tell me. I need them to tell me why I wasn't good enough. I need them to tell me why they did the things that they do. I need them to tell me why this, why that. You don't need them to tell you anything. Tell yourself why. Give yourself the reasons why. Because asking for closure to me, reaching out to a narcissist or a toxic person and asking them for closure is a reverse Hoover. If they've gone silent on you, they've moved on to someone else. To me, asking for closure from that person is a form of a reverse Hoover, because now you're reopening the door for the narcissistic person to walk through. Hey, we ended kind of abruptly. I don't like the way things ended. Can we talk? Can we sit down and have one final conversation? Can we please have a little closure? You just open the door for a toxic person to come back into your life and manipulate you, to come back into your life and treat you horribly, to come back into your life and string you along even more. You just open the door. And if you open the door, a lot of times that narcissistic person, toxic person, is going to sprint through it. They're going to bust through the door with their shoulder down and run through the damn door. Closure is something you give to yourself. Understand the dynamic. When you wake up in the narcissistic world, which is going to be tomorrow's video about the narcissistic matrix. When you wake up in the world of narcissism, you tend to understand and see what you've been through. You see what you're going through. So I tell people that closure is something that comes from in here. It's in here. It's in here. They can't give you something that's in here. They can't. Closure is something they can't give it to you, y'all. Y'all want closure so bad. Give it to yourself. How they treated you, how they treated your kids, how they acted around you, how they treated you in public, how they isolated you. Why isn't that enough? Ask yourself this question right here, because closure comes from you. Ask yourself, why wasn't that enough? Why wasn't the behavior and the terrible treatment enough? Work internally. Because when you give that narcissistic person the power to release you, you give that person the power, like, I need some closure, you lose. You are losing. You're not winning. When they like closure, I think so many people see closure happening in movies and stuff like that. Like, I want closure. I want some closure just like that. No, it don't happen that way, y'all. It doesn't work that way. Closure doesn't work that way for a lot of people, y'all. Closure doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. I wish it did. I wish I could provide y'all some closure and help y'all heal and stuff like that, but I can't do that. You have to give it to you. You can give it to yourself by listening to these videos and understanding that, damn, this is over. That person's not going to get help. That person is not going to, the lack of wanting to change. Why can't they be the closure? The lack of them wanting to go get help. Why can't that be the closure? The lack of them wanting to go to therapy or work on their issues or admit accountability or take fault or take blame or take responsibility. Why can't that be enough? Y'all seriously, why isn't it enough? Lee, I feel like you're hammering away at me. I am. I want to get to the core. I want to get to the core. Why is it not enough? All this horrible treatment, all these terrible behaviors. Why isn't that the closure you need? You need to tell them why they treated you horribly. You need to provide them another opportunity to treat you horribly, because sometimes when you sit down and have that closure conversation or that closure text conversation or that closure FaceTime or that closure phone call, they're going to unload on you some more evil stuff to make you feel worse. They're going to make you feel worse. Especially if they left you for somebody else. Oh, the reason I left you because this person is submissive. They're friendly. They're this, they're that. You're not any of this. You're aggressive. You're combative. You're this. You're rabble, blah, 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 boo, boo, boo. You're going to unload. They're going to unload on you. Give them one more opportunity to hurt you. And if you decide let me flip this over here, right? Let me flip this thing on the side and clap the cheeks of this video real quick. I'm gonna flip this video on the stomach and clap the cheeks. Listen to this right here. Seriously, if a narcissistic person, because understand this dynamic, if closure comes internally, if closure comes from yourself, if you get rid of a narcissist, if you break up with them, you go no contact with them, and they reach out to you asking you for closure, that is a Hoover. Because if they can't give you closure, then the same is true. You can't give it to them. So if a narcissistic person is reaching out to you, asking you for closure, they're looking for a way to hoover you back into a relationship. They know you can't give them closure. They just want to have a conversation. They just want to sit down face to face so they can boo-hoo, cry, and beg and plead in front of you. They want to sit down in front of you so you can see the snot running down their damn nose. You can see the snot leaking out their nose, running down their face, the side of their face, and whatever. They have a snotty goatee, a snot beard. If it's a woman or a man, whoever, they have a snot beard, a snot goatee. He's like, hey, and you'll be like, hey, you have a snot all over your face. You've been crying too much, like. You want me to wipe it off? No, I don't want you to wipe it off. I want to leave it there so you can see how much I feel. I'm going to leave my face snotty until you take me back. I'm going to leave my face as snot. I'm going to leave snot in my, I'm going to keep this snot beard until you give me closure. Y'all don't fall for that, y'all. It's so, I'm not picking on y'all. I promise y'all I promise y'all I'm not picking on you. I promise you. But it gets to the point where you have to understand the dynamic of how it works, y'all. You are in control of you. You can't give them closure. They can't give it to you. Closure comes from internal. When you understand and get to the point where you're at peace and you're at zen, and you can when you're at peace and zen, you can sit you can cross your legs. What do you call it? Indian style. You can sit Indian style and you can float into the air because you're at peace and zen, and understanding that closure is an internal thing, y'all. Seriously, they can't give it to you, y'all. They really, really can't. But anyways, y'all, hit my limit. Y'all know 10-minute videos. October 15th, live in-person meet and greet coming up, y'all. Please go to narcavengers.com and register for that. November the 19th, we're going to be in Toronto, Canada, y'all. Toronto, Canada meet and greet. It's going to be fire. Toronto, Canada. I'm good. Got my passport ready. Everything's ready. Flight booked. Hotel. November the 19th. That is also at narcavengers.com. So Toronto, Canada, November 19th. October 15th, Austin, Texas. And we have another workshop coming up here in Virginia Beach, Virginia in November as well. Beginning of November, beginning of Virginia. Anyway, y'all, like and subscribe for more. Thank you for tuning in. I really, truly appreciate every single one of y'all, because as much as y'all say y'all learn from me, I promise you, I learn even more from y'all. I really, really do, y'all. I'm super thankful for y'all. And if you look, I don't have any on today. I'm gonna say my clothing line is out right now. My brand is out, but I don't have the brand stuff on today, y'all. But you can look at that as well. The link is in the description of every video. Thank you. Mental Illness is out. Peace.